Hey everybody, Justin Watches Movies here, back again with another best and worst for the month of September. I'm sorry that Adam from Almost Sideways couldn't join me on this video. He was sick at the time when we were filming this, and I was sick as well. But he is going to be on this video sharing his thoughts on the worst actors and best actors of the month, and the best and worst movies of the month. It's gonna be set up the same way as if he was sitting right next to me. And before I get into my thoughts on the actors and movies of September, we're gonna start with Adam's worst actors of September and his dishonorable mention. So Adam, why don't you get this started?
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam with Almost Sideways. Usually we do these videos together, but today I'm not feeling good. I hear Justin's not feeling good. It's that season, guys, where people are starting to get sick, but we're still going to do this video. I'm really excited to be a part of it once again. The best and worst performances and best worst movies. This month, I actually had a lot of fun at the theater. Didn't see that many bad movies. I saw a lot more good and films I actually liked. So really excited to talk about this. Kicking it off with my worst performances, I have to go with the cast of Jeepers Creepers 3. It's a really bad acting in this movie. Really just like poor delivery of lines, really bad script. That didn't even help. That didn't really help the acting at all. So, but this cast of Jeepers Creepers 3 was not good, and that's the only negative acting-wise I have this month.
Thanks, Adam, for your thoughts on the worst actors of this month. I completely agree on your list. So let's get started with the list. Some dishonorable mentions. I do think that the whole cast from Jeepers Creepers 3 was pretty terrible, and pretty much the whole cast from Leatherface was pretty bad as well. No one in those movies were a standout, but the one actor that I didn't think that was very good in any movie, and that's the actor from Home Again, and his name is Pico Alexander, and he played Harry. He played the guy who was interested in dating Reese Witherspoon. I really didn't feel any connection from him towards Reese Witherspoon besides being a creepy young man interested in Reese Witherspoon. So his acting was terrible. I didn't feel any chemistry between them two at all, and it was awkward when he was on screen. So we got the worst out of the way. Adam, let's talk about some of the best actors from this month. Adam, what were some of your favorite actors in the month of September?
Going into some of my best performances, I'm really excited to talk about these ones because there's some really dang good performances in there. Kicking off with my honorable mentions, I have Jennifer Lawrence from Mother. Really liked her performance. It was a really quiet performance. You didn't really know what she was thinking all the time, but you understand what she was doing and what her thought process was at times. It's a very trippy movie, very divisive movie that people just hate or absolutely love. I'm kind of in between. I really do. I kind of thought about it more and appreciated it more. And it's definitely a movie that you should watch if you like to think about stuff afterward. But Jennifer Lawrence does a great job. Also, I have Adam Scott from Little Evil. Thought he was really funny in the movie. I'm really surprised by that Netflix movie. Really, really funny as well. Also, I have Pedro Pascal from Kingsman, as well as Taron Egerton from that movie as well. Just had so much fun with this movie. It's not Secret Service by any means, but Kingsman, Golden Circle, I had some fun. Really like those two performances as well. Also, I have to give a shout out to Tom Cruise and Domhnall Gleeson for American Made. Really entertaining performances. Really liked both of them on screen. Definitely did a good job too. But the best performance of the month goes to the entire cast of It. Specifically, Sarsgaard as Pennywise. Everybody, all the child actors did an amazing job. Definitely some of the best acting from this month for me. I really loved It as well, and I won't spoil that yet, but the cast from It's really dang good.
Thanks, man, for your thoughts. I completely agree. Let's get into my list. I have two actors who I thought did a really great job in this month of September. We have Jake Gyllenhaal, who played the young man in Stronger, who lost his legs in the Boston Marathon. I fell in love with this character. From the beginning, he felt like a larger-than-life character who had a lot of friends, and then the accident did happen, and he lost himself. He lost who he really was in that battle to find himself again, and really trying to be that Boston Strong that people thought he was an interesting journey, and I do think that Jake Gyllenhaal captured that very well. Jake Gyllenhaal is always surprising me with his movies. He is a great actor, but my favorite performance of the month will have to go to Bill Skarsgård from It. From It, he played Pennywise the Dancing Clown. He was so creepy, especially the opening scene, him in the sewer with Georgie. That is my favorite scene in the whole entire movie, and I do think that he did a great job in this movie. Alright, so let's talk about some of the worst movies now. Adam, you want to share your list with the worst movies of September 2017.
So going into my worst films of the month, some of my dishonorable mentions for the month of September, I have Home Again, Reese Witherspoon movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than most, so I gave it a 2.5 out of 4 stars. Even though it's super cliched, I somehow just had some fun with it. I enjoyed it. It's very cute. Not Reese Witherspoon's best work by any means, and it's kind of my gray area for films. But the main opinion of everything, it's a negative film, so I'm putting it in my bad. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. #Reality High. It's a movie about a girl who is like kind of a social outcast. She gets a makeover of herself, becomes a popular kid, only to have it kind of backfire in her face, which is basically, we've seen this story play out so many times before. It's just kind of a new Netflix original movie with that same premise. Not really good, just kind of, we've seen it done before. But my worst film of the month goes to Jeepers Creepers 3. I understand that people appreciate it. I know Justin appreciated it more than I did. He had more fun. But for me, it took all the best parts that the Creeper had from the original 2 films and took it completely away and just gave it to his truck and focused on that, and the truck had more kills. Really bad acting, performances, and overall, I wanted to have more fun with it than I actually did, and I just didn't like it at all, and it's definitely my worst film of this month and possibly one of my worst films of the year as well. I just feel like they lost track and focus of the main character, and the Creeper wasn't scary. Well, this movie wasn't scary at all. It didn't have any good scares for me, and just taking all the good parts of the Creeper away definitely hurt it for myself.
Thanks, man. It was an okay month for movies. Nothing was really terrible, but my list, I would have to go with Leatherface as a dishonorable mention. Wasn't a very good Texas Chainsaw movie and didn't really build up on that character. And honestly, it was a bit misleading with how they handled the movie, but it's not as bad as Friend Request. 2 really bad horror films in the month of September, but Friend Request was a terrible film. It's been trying to get out in theaters for so long, and I can see why, because this film lacked a good story, lacked scares, lacked characters. Everything about this movie just mixed for a terrible experience. So now that we got the worst movies out of the way, let's talk about some of the best movies of September 2017, because there were a few really good movies. Adam, what are your favorite movies from the month of September 2017?
Alright, going into some of my best films of the month, some of my honorable mentions. I have a lot. I have Mother. Was kind of in my gray area, but I'm moving it up to as a good film, so it's an honorable mention for sure. Lego Ninjago, had some fun with that as well. Kingsman 2 is really had some fun with it. Little Evil's another good one, and American Made are some of my honorable mentions. Really solid month for me. I really had some fun in September. But of course, my number one of the month goes to It. Just had so much fun with this movie. I saw it twice in theater this month, and it just didn't have the scares, but had really good development to the characters, really good tension building, really funny parts, just really good characters. I can't wait for the sequel. After going back to seeing it the second time, I have my cast for Chapter 2 in my head, and that's all I saw from those kids as well. So really excited to see what happens in Chapter 2 coming out in 2019. Really excited about that. Alright guys, thank you so much again, Justin, for having me on the channel. Next time, I promise I will be in Justin's background with him as well, and we'll have some good conversation. But this is what's going to have to work for this month anyway. Thanks again, guys. My name is Adam with Almost Sideways. You guys can find me here on YouTube at Almost Sideways and on Twitter at Adam Sideways. We'd love to have you guys come over, check out some movie reviews. Got a lot of good stuff planned for in the future. Like my whole month of December will be based around Star Wars and a lot of awesome stuff. 1 month, 8 videos, 30 YouTubers involved. Really excited, and Justin's involved in that as well. Super excited to talk about Star Wars in December. A lot of cool October reviews I have planned too, like ranking all 8 Universal monster movies as well as reviewing them. Super excited, guys. Until next time, we will see you later.
Thanks again, man, for being on my channel to talk about the best movies of September. Here I have my list. I have 2 favorite movies, but before we get to those 2 favorite movies, some of the movies that I really did enjoy. I did enjoy Little Evil, which is a Netflix original film starring Adam Scott. I thought that was a fun little movie. And also Kingsman, The Golden Circle, the second Kingsman movie, I did thought was a very fun movie. Not as good as the previous Kingsman movie, and not as good as the 2 movies that I thought for the best movies of September, but Kingsman was also a very enjoyable movie. And also I thought Jeepers Creepers 3 was pretty fun as well. But these 2 movies I thought were really, really good. So my honorable mention for the best movie of September 2017 would have to go to It. It was a terrifying movie and a great chemistry between Pennywise and the kids. The kids held their own too. They were great. They were funny. And Pennywise was terrifying, added a lot of scary moments to the movie, and the movie looked beautiful. It's everything I wanted in a horror film from this iconic character of Pennywise. Terrific movie, but it's not as good as Mother. Now, Mother is a very interesting film because you either really hate this movie or you really love this movie. And I read in the comments for this movie, like on AMC Theaters or Regal, people really hate this movie, regarded as like the worst movie they've ever seen in their life. It's so boring and they really did not understand it. But I watched this film, I kind of caught on what they wanted to do with this movie, and from the instant I caught on to what they were going for, I fell in love with this movie. I was so completely fascinated with this movie and shocked the route this movie went and the way that they handled it towards the completely chaotic end is so well done. It's a movie that really didn't need to tell you what was going on, but you can kind of guess it and you have to piece things together on your own. And you fully may never understand what this movie is about, but Mother really challenged me. It made me think about a lot. I thought the acting was great, the cinematography was good. Everything about this movie really fascinated me and captured me right from the beginning. I was really interested in how the story was going to end up, and it ended up just so crazy at the end, and I was just so like drawn into this movie. My eyes were wide and getting all watery. I was just like so fascinated by what I was watching, and so that's why I think Mother is my favorite movie of September 2017, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far as well. So we'll see where this movie lands at the end of the year. So there you guys have it, Adam and I's best and worst list of September 2017. We talked about the movies and the actors from this month and the best and worst of each of those. Hopefully we can get together at the end of October. We'll see what happens, but October is going to be a pretty interesting month. We do have Blade Runner 2049, The Mountain Between Us, movies like Foreigner, Marshall, Happy Death Day, Jigsaw, Suburbicon, Thank You for Your Service, Only the Brave, and the best one I'm sure is going to be Boo Madea Halloween 2. So we'll see how that list goes at the end of October. So there is my list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to go over to Adam's channel, give him a like, tell him Just Watch Movies sent you, subscribe to his channel. He's a great guy. He is growing fast. So make sure to go over to his channel and subscribe right away. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.